Yo everyone, what's going on? Couriway here, and welcome to the first part or episode of our bi-weekly recaps on our challenge to beat Minecraft 100,000 times. I probably look very different for the YouTube audience, don't I? This is a pretty spacious room, I would say. For anyone who doesn't keep up with streams or follow me on Twitter, I moved recently. I am back in Miami living with my wonderful girlfriend, and I could not be any happier, and that is why YouTube videos have kind of been on the little bit of a stall recently after the hunt and run videos, so I appreciate the patience, but now we should be really kicking it into high gear. So let me tell you quickly a little bit about what this is going to be about. If you followed me for a while, you know that I'm trying to beat Minecraft 100,000 times on my streams, and I wanted to always try and find a way to better express that on the YouTube channel. I've tried a lot of different things over the years, but I'm going to be trying something new today, and I really hope you enjoy it. The hardest thing that I've realized over the course of the years is that it is very difficult to translate hours and hours and hours of stream content into a condensed YouTube video while not really cutting out any of the crazy parts, especially if I don't want to do voiceovers. But now I want to do voiceovers. And because of that and the dedicated notes that myself and other people in the streams take, I'm able to really dial in and kind of write a script for this a lot easier than I would have in the past. The script is already written at the time of recording this, and I'm really excited to try this out. And of course, lastly, if you're ever interested in catching the streams live, you can go check me out on my Twitch in the description, twitch.tv/Couriway. I'm going to be trying to stream as much as I possibly can between making these videos and heading out to Europe, where I'll actually be competing in the MCC Twitch Rivals in Twitchcon Rotterdam, which I'm really excited about. This is also the first time I'm making a YouTube video since it's been announced that I will have an official meet and greet. So if you are interested, go check out the description for more details or follow me on Twitter. I've posted a bit of it there as well. I think it's a really cool opportunity, and honestly, I don't expect too many people to show up, but it would be cool if I'm not like the person in line with like 0 people. That'd be great. All right, enough yapping. The really cool thing about this setup too is I have so much space. I have so much, I could just walk around, and it's just so cool. It's great. I plan on getting a better camera and putting up those things as well. I'm gonna have more soundproofing. It'll sound better. It'll look better. Everything will be better throughout time. But right now, this is also not even a rug. This is just a mat for a rug. My rug is getting here in a couple days, but I gotta get this YouTube video out. So let's do our first ever 100K bi-weekly recap for the first couple days of runs in Miami. As you could probably imagine, the first stream back was a little bit scuffed. But besides the visual and the audio scuffness, one of the big things that was really disappointing for my setup was I had to say goodbye to something special to me. We have to start today. Guys, we can't be happy yet. Hold on. We have to start. I forgot what we're doing to start. We have to start today with something sad. Not everything in the move survived. There is something very different about my setup that is dead. I just have to rip off the band-aid. I have to rip off the band-aid. I have to do it. My second monitor that I have used since I got Minecraft is dead. This thing is so old. It literally has the old like way you'd plug stuff in. You see what I'm talking about down there? That's how old this is. So this monitor is unfortunately going to be buried forever. And it is a little devastating. I learned how to play Minecraft on this. I learned how to play Minecraft on this. 07, goodbye monitor, thank you so much. It went above and beyond. It truly went above and beyond. With my second monitor no longer existing, I needed to get a new one. And I did trying it out for the first time on this stream. And it was absolutely, positively the worst gaming experience I have ever had with a monitor. The motion blur I was experiencing when crafting and just generally moving around was so bad, but I really wanted to try and tough it out to say that I gave it a fair shot. Overall, this first run was honestly fine. Sure, the Bastion was a little far and maybe it wasn't the cleanest routing I've ever done, but it felt really nice overall to actually just speedrun Minecraft again for the first time in over 2 weeks. I also had this really silly moment trying to get my last piece of obsidian, and even after a 2,500 block blind travel, we could finish strong with a 0 cycle. And if you weren't sitting down already, I need you to sit down now because the second and third seeds of this day are absolutely out of control. First off, this stupid villager reminded me how much I just love doing COD strats for my bucket, as it took so many tries to get this guy to finally freaking cooperate. So after dealing with that bozo, I found a lava pool that I completed perfectly, no problems whatsoever, and for some reason, once in the Bastion, thought it would be a good idea to use some extra slabs from the barrel as a building block. Not my smartest moment I've ever had, to be honest. But what was smart is somehow surviving this onslaught, and let me tell you, if you enjoyed me almost dying there's a lot more where that came from today. Finally, we get to the fort, which has its own set of problems, and because my blind portal spawns me underground and I have a diamond pick, I decide to play for 3 portals, only needing to mine 2 more obsidian, which turns out to be a great play because my stronghold is still 2,000 blocks away on the second portal that I built. And I'll just let you see where this third portal puts me. For like a year, And then go up to just keep having random people cut your hair until you're bald. What the flip is this? What? Okay. No, that's actually pretty standard. So yeah, that happened, but this was still a sub 25 speedrun, and I have no idea how, but I'm not gonna complain. Okay, so I said the second and the third runs today were crazy, so here we go. I get an ocean coast spawn, so of course I'm gonna send it, hoping that I don't have to end up caving, and I don't even realize this, but while looting a buried ocean ruin chest for a map, I get 19 coal. That's like an absurd amount of coal for one of those chests, but okay. Besides that, this was a pretty normal overworld, besides really having to overclock my brain after 2 weeks on how to make a 2x1 nether portal, but you know what? We built it, and it worked, and that's great. So I mosey over the bastion like I normally do, but think about grabbing some blocks. So I placed down a piece of TNT, you know, nothing crazy, kind of normal. Nope, quadra kill. Okay, that's cool, I guess. Saves me some time. I'll take it. I don't think the piglins in the bastion appreciated that though, because I had to trade literally every gold block possible to get 20 obsidian and only had 18 pearls. So just absolutely loving that for me. Get to the fortress, blah, blah, blah. 2,000 blocks away again, blah, blah, blah. But whoa! This portal room has a hat. That's kind of cool. And whoa! That's a symmetrical 4-eye. That is a 1 in 7,744 chance to happen. So thank you, Racing Warrior, for figuring out that math, because I don't understand that. And if you thought that was going to be the coolest thing in this run, boy, do I have a clip to show you. Play the clip. 2, 3, 4, 5. This, that. Boom. Oh, well, that's convenient. Oh, I tapped out. Oh my God, scary. You're alive? Oh my God, scary. Dude. You're so cringe for that. Can I get the food off here? I don't know if I get the food off. Oh my God! Don't save and quit, you idiot! Go back in! No! Are you joking? Are you actually joking? Are you actually... Dude, are you kidding me? Yeah, so like... That's fun, isn't it? So for anyone who's confused, which is probably everyone, the dragon, even if it's in its dying animation, will respawn at full health and reset its movement if you relog ever in the end. I knew of this, but I didn't know what happened while the dragon was dead already. And even if I didn't know that bit, all I was trying to do was change my FOV back to 80. You think I want my gameplay to look like this? And the worst part is that the sick boat clutch I made is just completely overlooked. And that's it. So if you could please leave me a comment telling me that the boat clutch was still cool, I'd really appreciate it. And you know what? If we hit 5,000 likes, I will literally recreate this end fight every single time for the next 96,000 runs. So go do that. Thank you. Seriously though, thank God I still had 3 beds, so the rest of this end fight wasn't terrible. And yeah, don't ask me how this one sub 25s. I have no idea either. Nothing too notable happened in the 4th seed. Just a very nice, well-played seed, it felt like. The only thing that kind of scared me was honestly entering the nether. I was even able to hit a nice 1 in 8 0 cycle, which basically means the dragon is facing straight front or back instead of diagonal front or back. And that has, you know, a 1 in 8 chance of happening. And hitting this with no practice and not touching the speedrun portion of this game for like 2 weeks honestly feels really good. I was worried I'd forget like literally everything about speedrunning, but this goes to show some things kind of stick, and it's just like riding a bike. Seed 5 was just bad. Like, I don't think a single positive thing happened ever. Let me see. I didn't die, so that's cool. And I also got stupidly good trades. I mean, look at all this stuff. I don't need this much stuff. But getting treasured while looking for a mob spawner, hoping it was a blaze spawner, instead of this guy's stupid face, was not really what I wanted going for me, if I'm being honest. And I guess when you haven't played Minecraft for 2 weeks, you also might mistake a zombie piglin for a blaze. Oh my god. Dude, I thought that was a blaze. I literally just straight up thought that was a blaze. I can't even lie. Which, I don't know how I did, but that's impressive. I don't even need to tell you what the blind was to the stronghold in this run because they were just all garbage today. But what I do need to tell you is that how speedrunners do navigation is called preemptive navigation. You do like the radar thing and you go... That's how we figure out where the stronghold is, and then you look for the big orange spike. Yeah, so like I did that in this stronghold, and I'm trying to find a silverfish spawner, but I guess the game wanted to give me a zombie spawner and another spawner, so that's like crazy rare. I don't know when the next time that'll happen is. I can't remember ever having 2 dungeons in a stronghold before, but I'll mention it again if it happens again. Okay, let's take a look at what happens at the start of this next seed. Thank you so much.
Mad Compass 15 gifted a 0-1 sub to Diana Tagarang.
What is this? This was my highest spawn ever, and I was so shocked, I literally didn't even know how to react. Of course, when something like this happens, you gotta kind of take advantage of it and scout out the areas very diligently. I'm not pause abuse, but like also I have to get down somehow. So what else was there to do besides just lock in? I need to not die. Good luck. I'm so good at this game. I can do stuff like that. That's gonna be fun. I ended up deciding going for a boat because the village I saw had no hay to do cod shots with, so thanks for that. And this boat also had a surprise for me in being overlapped with an ocean ruin, which like, that's very rare, but it thankfully didn't affect anything, and I was still able to get all the chests, including a food chest with feather falling boots. Not really edible, but I am not complaining. And I think we should just ignore me almost dying in the treasure bastion and move on to the next run, which is actually probably more of like a 2012 Let's Play instead of a speedrun because I somehow mined 16 diamonds before I even found lava. This has been like the theme all day too. Like I didn't really point it out in the beginning, but almost every run, I feel like I mined diamonds or got a diamond pick or something with diamonds, which happened a lot more frequently than normally in these runs. And once I did finally find a fort and leave the nether, I had this dude all over me. So since I knew the stronghold wasn't too far, even though I had 20 obsidian, I just booked my way there. I don't need to deal with a drowned right now. It's not really what I'm feeling. The last thing I wanted to do was die. I mean, I do way too much dying tomorrow, which you'll see in about 5 minutes. This end fight would have been cool too, but unfortunately, I'm bad at Minecraft and have a bad habit of building my setup for zero cycle slightly less optimally, which doesn't usually matter except for this exact situation where I just don't do enough damage, so that is just amazing. 1 pickaxe dragon later, and we'll just move on, and I'll gladly take my sub 30. I don't know how it happened, but I'll take it. Okay, are you ready to go fast finally? Because run 3429 finally has you covered. This overworld is garbage unless you very skillfully and professionally, very important, professionally dig into iron ore directly. Speaking of professionally done, let's just enter the nether because I'm sure it was very normal. And thankfully, since I got 10 iron, I had shears for leaves, which really clutched out me navigating all of this terrain. And after some more optimal gameplay, I can second portal right into the stronghold. Well, close enough, I guess. But I wasn't too far off, and even though I couldn't hit the hardest zero in the game, we were still able to finish up the run for our first sub 20 in the new apartment. The last run was so nice. It was just like a really nice, fast, clean run, like exactly what I want to get out of these runs. This next one pissed me off, man. So there's a lava pool at spawn, right? Like that's cool. But what isn't cool is I have no source of iron and I don't want to cave because caving is for big babies. And I'm clearly a big muscular man, so I can't cave. But while looking for a shipwreck, I see a room portal and I think, oh nice, I can enter that way, you know, like the room portal. I can enter the lava pool. That's great. Amazing, amazing, amazing. But after swimming way too far to get anything, guess where the lava is? Under the flipping sand, dude. That's where. And you know what's fun after that? How about a bastion 30 chunks away? But at least I got a fortress that I could play first on the way, but for some reason I crafted a wood axe and then just immediately threw it out. Like I have no memory of this whatsoever, but it happened and my chat said it happened, so my bad. After trading everything I needed, I only got 10 obsidian, but at least it wasn't another 800,000 billion trillion block blind, and after somehow having a chance for this to still hit the prediction entering the end, the dragon just didn't cooperate in time. But I was still happy, even if my believers were not. We had some solid, like, we had some up and downs today, but this last run, like, oh god. You know, it's just not a great sign to start a speedrun. Not 1, not 2, but like 7 zombies over and over and over that I have to kill with a wood pickaxe, and like 1 dropped iron, I guess, though, so that's cool. I also had some weird waterfall damage, but maybe I'm just bad at movement. Look at me crank the speed bridge over lava, though. That's way cooler than whatever I'm talking about. So I get everything from this bridge. Not too bad pace leaving this. Quick question, though. Why did I run into 3 treasure bastions along the way to the fortress? Did none of you want to be a blaze spawner? What? Like, please. Also, I don't even know which treasure bastion it was, but this magma cube was just not having it. And I don't know how I survived, but I'm very happy that I did, because that would have been a catastrophic death. But after those treasures, thankfully, everything else was at least not worth complaining about, except for this guy. He yoinked my pork chop, and I hate him, and he's stupid, and I don't like it. Blah, blah, blah. 0.5 angle change. It's happened enough today. Mineshaft stronghold, whatever. We survived the first day. No reset. Woo! So I would say, like, the first day of runs wasn't perfect. But, I mean, like we were saying, this is the first time I'm speedrunning back. I'm on a new setup. I was in the middle of my room. Obviously, you can tell the setup has drastically changed since that first day of runs already. And honestly, it's going to keep changing. Like I said, I don't even have a rug. I just have a mat for the rug that's coming in like 2 days. So things will keep changing. But it was just nice to play the game. It could have been way worse. Like, I didn't die, actually, I don't think, the whole day. So there were really some good positive things to build off on going into the second day. So with that being said, let's see what happens on day 2. Oh no. Okay, but before I can even get into the garbage that is the runs of day 2 in Miami, I need to tell you about all the technical issues that happened. After the monitor debacle yesterday, I ended up getting a different one that chat recommended to me, and I really like it. Acer, please sponsor me. This monitor is really cool, and it's awesome, and it's exactly what I was looking for, so thank you. But what was not as amazing as the monitor was my microphone and OBS just like randomly freezing. I don't know why, but that was just a thing that was happening. So after finally fixing stuff for my mic settings to make that not happen anymore, we finally could just go into runs after 30 minutes of slamming my head against the wall. We started off great by just jumping into lava for no reason at all and had like 900 visitors in our cave enter. Can you guys relax? In this first run, I still wasn't happy with my monitor settings fully. Even though I knew it was a good monitor, it just wasn't what I was used to color-wise. So I was like randomly placing lava and other bright things mid-run to kind of see what colors I was getting back. I definitely don't recommend doing this during speedruns. Thankfully, in the Bastion, I was just barely able to scrape by with 20 obsidian and get a 29 chunk fortress and a 2400 block blind. So thank you so much, Piglins, for giving me 20 obsidian. I owe you my life. This seed was actually really solid, but the silly thing was just the difference between the actual in-game time that's used to time Minecraft speedruns and the real time that was taken from the amount of time it took me to speedrun this game because of mic fixes, monitor changes, let me place a block, let me go talk to my girlfriend, blah, 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 blah. There was a lot going on. Pro tip for anyone watching, never move. Just don't move. Live with your parents forever, and there you go. But seriously, that was a solid enough run. Surely it won't get any worse.
I would like to inform the audience that it gets worse.
So right off the jump for the second run of the day, I needed 2 caves for my iron, which always just ruffles my feathers. I don't know why. It's just like, can I just get all my iron in one place, please? Somehow we got at least a sub 6 nether enter, but this nether, oh my God, dude. Why am I almost falling off the bastion here? Can we just not do that? And speaking of not doing things, can you stop taking my pork chops? At least it's bridge though, so we get all of our trades pretty easily, and then I see it. Trevor. For the first time today, I got to deal with our good pal Trevor the Bastion, as he decided to be our mob spawner for this run. And after purling away, I just clip out of a block and basically insta-die. And of course, there was lava right next to where I fell, so just a lovely experience all around here. The terrain getting back was going to be annoying, but I knew there was a warp forest nearby, so if I could just kill some endermen and maybe get a pearl to catch up on terrain. Dude, how is that a whip? All right, then. Thankfully, I was able to at least get everything that I needed from the top of the treasure bastion. Then I headed to a lovely 30 chunk diagonal fortress, which might as well be 40 chunks, thanks to some guy doing math a couple thousand years ago, I think. Our first portal was in a village, which is just always funny to me, and this time useful because I needed food. And this stronghold was only 1800 blocks away, so huge upgrades there. If this dragon perched, I could have maybe gotten a sub 45 speedrun on this, but I perched just a bit too late, and I also missed it because I was talking to my girlfriend's sister. So moral of the story for everyone watching, just ignore your family at all times and it will make you a better Minecraft speedrunner. Guys, this is a joke. Don't actually ignore your family. Speedrun Minecraft. Family is really cool and important, so don't do that. I can happily report that this is the slowest run of the day, and there's definitely not another run that becomes close at all whatsoever. But thankfully, that's not either of the next 2 runs. The first one, I could just never find iron in the overworld. I don't know what was happening, but I did see a lava pool and a ruin portal and realized I only needed 7 iron nuggets for an iron pickaxe from the bastion. Surely, I would be able to get 7 iron nuggets from a bastion in a multitude of bastion chests, or potentially an iron ingot in a fortress chest if it was a fortress first seed. That would surely be happening. But instead, I ripped the 3% chance in the Bastion of getting nothing. But I did get like 15 gold that I tried to trade for iron nuggets still, but instead I got 11 pearls. So I decided to head to a nearby fortress and pearl hang back to the Bastion, and there are 0 fortress chests, so I still can't get any iron. So I play the entire fortress to get my rods. I have pearls, I have fire res, that's fine. Then we pearl hang back and build a first portal at the top of the Bastion, which still takes me like 3 minutes to mine iron to get a pickaxe. This Bastion was also just insanely corrupted with basalt everywhere, so we do an incredibly scuffed piglin route for the rest of my pearls and obsidian, and thankfully, we got a decent blind travel. And although we didn't I Spy, this somehow had a chance of beating the prediction for this run still, but the dragon, once again, does not like me and decided to be annoying. However, getting a 26-minute time with everything that happened here is honestly mind-blowing, so I will take it. Okay, everyone, put on your safari hats. It's jungle time. Let's do it. Even though normally I would never play a jungle next to an ocean like this, the fact that I saw exposed iron right here made it incredibly worthwhile, even if it took a bit longer to find a second vein. What really helped this run, though, was the surface lava pool, and anytime I get one of these, I'm always just so happy because it makes the use my brain meter just go way down, and that's just always great when I have to speedrun Minecraft as much as I do. I'm able to get a stables where apparently 0 pigs were home, so I make my way to a triple with all the gold from the Bastion, and I'm able to finally find some fellas up there. They were friendly and all, but they were too cheap to give me 20 obsidian, so blind travel it is wherever we end up. And thankfully, everything else just kind of worked. If I had 20 obsidian from them, I probably would have been able to sub 20 the seed, but because of the pearls that I got and the 1.3 angle change on the blind travel, it really wasn't that bad since the stronghold was only 800 or so blocks away. Also, my girlfriend called me during this run, so the first time I ever hit a back 103 tower side setup 0 cycle, that's a mouthful. I have no audio reaction because we are yapping and moving stuff, but in my opinion, that just makes it a cooler moment. And let me put game audio without worrying about me talking over myself from the stream, so I hope you enjoyed that. All right, I hope you had fun because the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs are all garbage, and they are literally all garbage, and maybe some of it is my fault, but also, wow, these seeds were certainly something. And this first one honestly might be the worst of them all. After discovering a pig nation in the overworld, it starts good with a dig down right into iron and diamonds. I was even able to take a mineshaft to lava for a, I was gonna say a good enter, but this is actually, we got into the nether and that's what counts, and that's important. Well, thankfully, that will be the last dumb interaction with lava that happens on, oh my, dude, what did I just do? I wish I could tell you what was going through my mind there. I don't know. All I can say is don't ever scroll. Just, kids, don't scroll. Don't scroll, kids. Just don't scroll. We get back and my mental is recovered by seeing my favorite thing in the world, a bridge chalice. And this one even has a friend, but somehow he dies in like 5 seconds from falling. I don't know. I wasn't watching close enough, but I wouldn't want to be that guy. Then I got to deal with Trevor again today, and I was not keeping track of my pearls at all. So before I knew it, I was all the way down to 16. And then I dug past debris. Woo, debris, ancient debris, woo. The rest of this endgame is pretty standard once I found the fortress and did all the triangulation stuff. But one thing I actually haven't mentioned is I got 0 arrows and only 4 explosives from the Bastion. So this is actually a bit scary if I don't hit the 4 explosive 1 cycle because of course I cannot reset. But pretty much with every dragon height, it's possible to do a 4 explosive plus axe the dragon to death. So I'm not worried at all. Not even a little bit. So let's see what happens during this 1 cycle. Cool. I didn't suck. Let's freaking go. Oh, we're not doing this. Dude, like, this game is so unbelievably bad. It's unreal. It's just unreal how bad this game is. It's so unreal how bad this game is, man. Like, my fault, I guess. My fault. No, this is my bad, actually. Nope. Yeah, my fault. No, this is good, actually. This is my fault. Like, okay, I guess.
I actually love this game.
But here's the kicker. I now know that because I died while the dragon is perched, in case the last bug that just happened wasn't enough, now I have to deal with a new dragon bug that is basically if you die in the end and the dragon is perched, when it perches again, you will only be able to hit it with an axe 1 to 2 times. So now that's another fun wrinkle in this. Why does that happen? I don't know, but now I have to play around it. So 12 sheep, a buried treasure, and some string later, we re-enter to finish what we started. And speaking of just getting started, this next seed, I absolutely trolled. I tried another dig down for iron and I couldn't get anything. And I was really impatient playing this seed after what just happened. So after hearing lava pops, I just kind of forgot how to play Minecraft and died to being a complete clown. Don't get me wrong, I still do dumb things in this challenge all the time. It's just part of playing Minecraft. But something this amateurish is incredibly rare, and I think everything happening in my life with moving and just playing bad the seed before and really all day so far, I was really in my own head. Thankfully, it was a bit of a wake-up call for me, and I was able to kind of reset from there. Not that kind of reset. Don't worry. Honestly, after an 11-minute enter, everything else wasn't too bad. Pretty solid manhunt housing where I got a lot of everything was really nice. The only other annoying thing was I could not for the life of me find this fortress in a wall. And once I got there, I had to go save my girlfriend from a torrential downpour of rain outside. One umbrella and 25 blazes later, we headed to the stronghold where I couldn't nail the 0, but at least got something better than the abomination that happened last seed. 7th seed of the day now. Finally, I didn't have to dig down for my iron, but I did have a very silly dig down moment still with some fake lava that ended up instantly still somehow finding real lava. So cool. The only good thing was I got to play another housing, but after the spawner was 30 chunks diagonal for the second time today, which is always just the worst thing ever. And based on my entity count and my big, massive large brain, it was probably a treasure bastion. So I didn't even bother going to it because I was just in a wall and it was not worth it. I almost wish I did go though, because I ended up with like no pearls with how far I had to go for this real fortress. I really had to be careful because if I had any more eye breaks, I could have really been sweating. This run could have even been sub 30, but even with doing half bow, the dragon took almost 5 minutes to perch. Always a fun experience for everyone involved. To start this 8th seed, I have to mention that the believer split for this prediction was absolutely absurd. 95% of the people that predicted believed in me to beat the seed in under 27 minutes, and only 5% doubted. I really did not want to create a stock market crash in my economy, so I really had to clutch up for this one. This could have been a really fun overworld with the desert temple, but I didn't really get anything useful from the chest, and the TNT was by far the most valuable thing I got. I was able to blow up some stuff in a village and ended up finding a lava pool with only 4 lava. So that is not gonna work. And it took me way longer than I'd like to admit to finally find a real enter. Another housing bastion, but for some reason doing the same route I always do, this time some of the gold blocks decided instead of pushing out to me, they wanted an elevator up. So -2 blocks, I guess. And after leaving this cursed bastion, this guy just plopped onto me, which is just very silly. Of course, though, to keep it interesting, I got treasured again and got completely lost going to this fortress. Similar to a couple seasons ago, where for the life of me, I could just not see the fortress in a wall. It took so long, actually, that I completely ran out of fire res in the fortress, which was bad because heading to portal cores, I almost got killed by stray lava strands 2 separate times. At the stronghold, it was buried under a mineshaft, but the one good thing about today was that all my nav was absolutely on point, and I was able to clutch up, hit the back 0, and save my believers their net worth. Normally, I like to do 10 speedruns every day, but these seeds today were just crushing me, and that on top of it getting late and all the stress from the move, I decided it was probably good for this 9th seed to be the last one. And it was also really nice because it evened out the counter on the spreadsheet, so there's a bit of cope there. I really wanted to finish strong, but instead I got one of the most annoying runs in a good while, and that's including everything that happened today. So that was a fun way to end. It started with a treasure map from an ocean ruin and a magma ravine close enough where I entered at about 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and a housing bastion right at my spawn pretty much. This is great because I got to do one of my favorite routes in the entire game, which is top-down housing with a gold axe. Just shredding chests. But I should have been cautious when I got no obsidian from any of them. Luckily, I still got all my obsidian somehow thanks to the goats doing the trades, but unluckily, we are heading to our good pal, Trevor the Bastion. Definitely not the guy I want to see here, but not much I can do about it now. So after watching it enter my fall to its death at the bottom of this treasure for the second time in back-to-back runs in the exact same way, I don't know how that happened, but that's kind of silly, we head out to hopefully find a fortress. Before we get there though, I made a pit stop at a stables to get food because my character is starving. And after getting stocked up there just about when we were getting close to the fortress, I thought it would be cool to have the reaction time of a snail and fall off a tree 700 blocks out in the nether. Deaths like this in the challenge are always super annoying because it's a lot of me trying to overcompensate on a already pretty poor run, and I just try and play a little bit more aggressive, and a lot of times it can have really bad consequences if I don't play carefully enough. This is exactly one of those situations, but it's also just kind of an unfortunate one, and that's how a lot of these deaths happen because you could see I did get the pearl off, but the problem was with the uneven terrain, my pearl goes lower than where my actual hitbox lands because the pearl hitbox is smaller, so I still die even though I threw the pearl. Honestly, you'd be surprised how common this actually is, and you gotta be really, really, really careful when you're throwing this. Finally, I get back 11 minutes later, but as I was recalibrating myself, I realized my entity counter was telling me this mob spawner was probably another treasure. So I just started ripping pearls, only to see it actually be a fortress, which is great, but now I only have 13 pearls, and of course one of them breaks on my triangulation. Before I show you the cool triangulation that I did to make sure that I actually get to the stronghold with all eyes intact, I have to be honest with you, I fell twice speed bridging over lava, and I just fell, and I had fire res, but just falling. It was a little embarrassing, but I gotta come clean and show you guys. And finally, thanks to said good triangulation, we nailed the dig down, keeping our 12 pearls intact, only to hunger reset in the portal room and leave the bed. So now I'm entering the end with 4 explosives. Sound familiar? This time though, I do have a crossbow, and even though I don't realize my mistake until during the 1 cycle, I can shoot down all the crystals to finish off this hellish experience of a day and get through it in one piece, I think. This was genuinely overall one of the worst days I have had in no reset in 2024 and potentially even 2023. I knew it was probably likely to happen at some point with moving, that I was just going to be rusty and runs were going to be tough and I was going to be stressed out, etc., etc. But I was kind of hoping that was the day before, but it didn't seem like it. So all I can do is try and move on to the next day, put this behind me. Every day is a new chance for better runs and a better average and just getting better at this challenge. And really all it's about is adding +1 to the counter every time a run is completed. So going into day 3 in Miami, I had a lot of hope, and this first overworld looked super promising with a blacksmith in the village with a potential enterable ruin portal right nearby. But this is no reset speedrunning. The golem dropped 5 iron, so after the one from the blacksmith, I sent it to the ruin portal assuming I could get a light. But again, this is no reset speedrunning. Thankfully, the enter wasn't awful, and I was able to play a fortress on the way to the bastion extremely professionally and didn't almost die like 3 times. The big problem on this seed, though, was whatever was going on in this bridge bastion that was basalt corrupted everywhere, making the routing interesting, let's say. I didn't even bother trying to get 20 obby because I knew it would just be too tedious, so I was hoping that the blind wouldn't be too far. Both cords going down? Oh, it's actually a crazy good shout. I should actually probably throw then. Oh! Yeah. I will take that to save this prediction anytime. Still maybe a bit too rusty though, as an invisible alien must have knocked me off while attempting 0. And wow, that dragon's breath there was a close call, but hey, guess what? That's a completion. +1, baby, let's go. Also, very funny thing, my blind portal was actually closer to the starter staircase than the end portal was. That's how far I had to navigate in the stronghold for this one. Run 3442, where we get the most vanilla, basic, structureless overworld, which means I am happy. At least until finding the lava pool, which ended up being flooded to give me an interesting experience. After heading to this treasure bastion, I guess I really like falling off things today, because there I go down the staircase, and after mining literally every single gold block in this entire bastion, up and down, I only got 17 obsidian. Awesome. Maybe I'll just hit back-to-back sub 100 block blinds. I mean, that can't be that hard. Or I could just pull 3 diamonds out of this first fortress chest I check, and I think I like that way more. Good thing too, because the stronghold would have been 2,000 blocks away, and I had a chance for a redemption 0 cycle in the end, but this time it was the dragon who said no thank you, so a perch it is for another run that I can't be too upset about, all things considered. This next seed, I got the double village combo meal, and decided it makes way more sense for me to head to the acacia village over desert, mainly for easier wood access, and also the chance for a bucket to spawn in a chest. Keyword, a chance for this run. I got 3 iron by the golem, what a surprise, but I did see a ravine with a lava pool nearby, so this enter actually still cooked. And wow, let me show you this nether. So instantly I get a bastion spike pretty close, and because of its size, I knew it was a stables. A little sweaty though, because I might not get gold, but it clutched up thankfully this time. Or at least it could have if I got enough pearls when I have a fortress only 8 chunks away. Instead, I need to waste more time mining backups for still barely any pearls, and when I realize where the spawner spike is taking me, I find the spawner was 20 blocks behind my home portal, buried around warped trees. This is great because with the pace of the run, I was planning on just trying to blind out of the nether to get out of the bastion quicker since all the chests were buried. And now I can just use my home portal as a first portal. Unfortunately, because of how little pearls I got, I couldn't end up going for a 0 cycle, but we were able to get our fastest time in the new apartment with a very respectable 1834. Did you enjoy that last fast run? That's awesome. That's really, I'm really glad you enjoyed it. It's not going to be as enjoyable in this next one, but it honestly could have, because this one is definitely on me. But before that, just look at the sick cave at the spawn. This thing goes hard, I can't lie. And I found another cool cave while going for my lava with this crazy lava pool mine shaft overlap with a crazy minecart chest, hooking me up with some more goodies and 2 veins of diamonds to mine. I had another mid bridge similar to the first seed today where I just had no chance of getting 20 obby, unfortunately. So I was going to have to make some tough decisions later. Depending on my blind distance, I needed to decide if it was worth mining 8 obsidian or not, aka an 80-second time loss. Also, my chat was scared about this fire res play, but come on, I knew I was fine. That's why you keep it in the hotbar. It's for dramatic effect. Get with the program. But when I get to the fort, it's time for me to make my decision. The distance is about 1,100 blocks away, and I also know it's ocean, but I haven't gotten all my rods yet. Is it worth it to mine 8 obsidian? I decide yes, mine. This is a risky play for a reason I didn't consider as well, which is the fact that I didn't have any fire resistance left while doing this. But surely that's fine if I'm safe, right? Of course it is. I'm out. Let me just pearl out of here and I should be completely fine. Dude, Are you joking? I got hit from like 100 blocks away. Or that can happen. Real talk, yes, I am playing a little bit aggressive here, but come on. That is just a crazy set of circumstances. I need to be out of fire res, decide to mine the obsidian, then get hit once before any of this happens by a stray blaze. The pearl has to take too long to land where they can fireball me again, and then the pearl has to land high enough up where I die of fall damage. I wasn't too mad about that one. Stuff like that happens over the course of 100,000 runs, but what was avoidable was this really amateur death to the Three Stooges over here, because for some reason, I just didn't think that they could reach me. I thought this ravine was way bigger. It was a slog to get back, but we did make it, and we had another dragon fly away on the same exact zero cycle setup, so that was cool. Woo! Sub 35! Let's go! Sub 35! In all seriousness, I knew I could bounce back still. It was early in the day, so let's try and do that. This spawn wasn't too welcoming for this next seed, as I had no idea where to go. I just followed my way to some animals, and thankfully hit an iron dig down where I was able to enter fairly quickly given this very mid spawn. I don't know why I can't hold down shift today, but I'm really struggling with almost falling off every bridge I make. But don't worry about that, and just be happy that we were able to get a nice double triple housing top-down route. This bastion was very normal though, compared to the crazy mobs that were happening in this warped forest, including the spawner buried in a tree that did not get the memo that it should probably be chilling if there's a tree on top of it. Then I make a perfectly normal first portal where nothing went wrong into a pretty standard endgame up until the dragon just barely didn't perch in time for a sub 19, but I will still happily take 2 sub 20s out of the last 3 runs. I really thought this could be the turning point. After a really tough day yesterday and even the day before, getting 2 sub 20s in 3 runs is just a really, really satisfying bounce back. And I felt like I was finally getting used to my setup and kind of everything that was happening around me. I just gotta hope this stays up for, wow, five more runs? We're only halfway through the day? Oh my goodness. Well, going into run 6, I was able to do the classic village COD strats combo, and after running around for a bit, I found a really cool, huge double ravine to hop into for a nice enter. And oh my, another close bastion, and it's a bridge. This is amazing. Let me just do this route that I'm very comfortable with. And oh, I forgot to throw a piece of gold. That's fine. It's probably gonna be fine. Bam! Clothesline by a sword, dude. This is just tiredness setting in. Just getting lazy and hoping I wouldn't get punished for something like this is really amateurish. Like, I should be knowing better. Should be crossing my T's, dotting my I's. Like, I should be doing better than this at this point. It's run like 3,500. Let's figure it out. I was really upset about this one too, because I kind of knew from the pace that I was on, like this could be back-to-back sub 20s. That would feel really good with everything going on. And I kind of just threw that away by dying. So I was pretty upset with myself. After getting everything from all the fellas, I was able to donut the blaze spawner, which is always fun, and play a pretty clean endgame, including a really nice redemption 0 cycle with some tight timing to finish up a sub 22. And even though it was nice, I was right. I did throw away a sub 20, and I should know better than that. Rare play alert on this next seed. I actually went towards a mesa biome. Even though they are the absolute worst for speedrunning, I went towards it here because I got to see a little bit more of the terrain around the trees in the forest, and that allowed me to find a cave really nicely and get all my iron. But what made this even a rarer play was forgetting water and having to swim up Mount Everest just to get some. And I didn't even end up seeing a lava pool there. Well, let me just jump back in the water down. Woo! That was close. Well, after entering the nether and literally almost walking entirely past the bastion, we got to do like my 94th top-down housing of the day. I'm not complaining, by the way. Like, I'll take more top-down housings if you got them. After leaving, I dug directly into the squad entering the fortress, and this would have been another pretty solid run, but new throw unlock. Let's misplace not 1, but 2 obsidian when we only have 21 obsidian. And now we're forced to blind in second ring, where the stronghold ends up being 2,500 blocks away. And with my explosive count, I couldn't even end up going for 0. But you know what? It could be worse, I guess. So for this next one, let's take it a little bit easier here and head to a village, even though it's a little over a hill. And maybe I took it a little too easy because I may have missed the golem about 800 times before hitting it once. And whoa! Who invited that guy here? I love easy mode. One more overworld thing. This is a new one. The water from the bottom of the portal revealed diamonds. New mining tech. Let's go. Well, maybe let's go over to another portal spot. I already had 1 basalt bastion today, but I guess I needed a second. That's awesome. I actually had no idea what was going on at any point during this, but we made it work, and I think that's real swell. And I was also able to be a Giga Chad, no armor, bottom first treasure through all this garbage, because that's how we do it. But because of all this stuff, I just gave up with obsidian trading and left on 11 and found 2 pigs at the fortress. Where are you going? No, don't. Why did you? And found one pig at the fortress to trade for more obsidian while I was killing blazes. Again, giving me a weird decision with obsidian and mining. I again decide it's worth it to mine since the stronghold ended up being 1k away, and since I actually had fire resistance, I didn't have to worry about any shenanigans. At least that was until the dragon decided to fly on 0 again. I'll take my 1 cycle though. Very cool game. Very cool. It still could be worse, I guess. And wow, it really could be, because this is a coastal spawn with a lava pool right here. That's what I'm talking about. Too bad that this ocean is completely empty until finally I get saved by an ocean ruin chain with the last chest clutching up with a BT map that ends up being juiced out with 3 diamonds and everything I could ask for. I end up going for a closer magma ravine enter instead, and once I'm in the nether, I am greeted with something truly special. It's like right here. It's like literally right here. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Hello? Nice one! The housing friends! Housing Babastion! Babastions are my favorite thing, and they are so rare. So seeing one so close of the same type was incredibly silly, and a great reminder, honestly, of why this challenge is so enjoyable to me. What wasn't a great reminder of that was the 32 chunk diagonal fortress, which is just always such a joy again to traverse to, and it's also always great getting shot trying to measure my flippin' eye throw. Okay, all right, so hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Before I show you this end fight, I would like to remind you that I'm kind of feeling myself at the moment. I've hit a couple good zeros today. I have had the dragon fly away a lot, so I'm really trying to push the zeros. I really want to get a 0. Just watch the clip. Oh, it's gonna be tight on explosives. I gotta really clock these. No, I trolled. No, I trolled. So I decide to push back 99, which is really scary here. And because it's been a bit, I actually offset incorrectly. That, along with only having 7 explosives, I had to end up playing a bit riskier than I'd like, causing me to get flung off. Thankfully, I have arrows. I have 9 arrows, and there's 10 towers, and I missed a couple arrows, but that's okay. Because I have some food, I could just throw pearls up, and oh! I forgot how to block clutch and water bucket clutch. So I'll save you the details. Iron and Bastion, second housing, get all the way back, and before I knew it, we were able to finish off the run with only 1 more to go today. And honestly, it could still be worse. I guess. Just 1 more run, says person who has 97,000 more runs to go. Just one more. Just 1 more for the day, and then you just do 97,000 more, and it's just 1 at a time. You just keep doing 1 run at a time. And this 1 more run starts with a 360 skeleton cooking me so bad that between him and some other mobs, I'm leaving my cave on half a heart. But thanks to a mineshaft chest, I'm also leaving with a name tag. I absolutely nailed my dig down, all skill by the way, and found an amazing ruin portal on the way to the Bastion with 11 golden carrots to keep me nice and topped up on health. And this Bastion also happened to have a fortress nearby. And I mean like really nearby. But before I head to the fortress, I needed to remind myself how stupid soul sim mechanics are sometimes apparently. And after way too close of a call and some wacky trades, I'm entering the fort where after some tough blaze luck, I just have this lovely interaction here. Ow. What? Dude, there's just no way I get hit by a skeleton that I just don't see. I just did not see this skeleton at all hiding up top. And even though it's a crushing death that includes all of my stuff pretty much falling in the only spot where it all goes into lava, it's absolutely my fault. I should have seen him, and even if I didn't see him, I was just playing really poorly with my food. Like, I have so much food, and I was just taking so much damage that it wasn't even valuable with the food because I wasn't able to just keep popping myself off with health, and just led to some weird interactions that I should just know better. And I'm just gonna remember how to play the game in the next couple days and a couple weeks and a couple months and continuously kind of improve on these things. I can't lie. After dying like that, my mental was just completely crushed. Like, I was checked out. I knew this was the last run of the day. I had stuff to do afterwards, and it was just tough. I can't even lie, though. The piglins did kind of cook on some backup bridge blocks, allowing me some pretty easy access right back to the fort, where I could finally head to a second bastion after killing literally 40 blazes total. And really, the cherry on top of all of this was somehow this piglin walking directly into my ender pearl. Like, absolutely incredible pathfinding that caused most of the pigs in the bastion to insta aggro on me, caused me to end up dying a second time very, very, very far away. And after getting everything back and routing the bastion and trading literally 40 extra gold and checking every chest for literally just one more piece of obsidian, I unfortunately had to leave on 19 of them, which is only more crushing when you learn the stronghold is 2,500 blocks away, and the dig down is in a mountain, and the stronghold is in a ravine. So even with a redemption 0 cycle, which hopefully is a good omen for the next time we go live, this 52-minute, 16-second run gets the honor of being the first black run in Miami. A tough way to end the first set of runs for a bi-weekly report. So with that, let's take a quick second to end this video with a state of the runs address. This is an idea I had. I want to end every video with kind of a mental note of where I am in the runs, where I am with mindset, and kind of how I feel about my gameplay and kind of everything else going on. I am going to be doing these pretty often, so these will probably be short, but for this first one, I'll go a little bit more in depth with everything. So for those of you who don't know, this is my 5th time moving cross country in 5 years. I've been New Jersey to California, California to Florida, Florida to New Jersey, New Jersey to Florida, Florida to New Jersey, and then New Jersey to back to Florida again. It has been a lot. It has been crazy, but hopefully this time I'm here for at least like 2 years, which for me it was, whoa, it's a long time for me, let me tell you. And it's just honestly been a lot. Like, you know, I haven't been able to play as much as I'd really like. I mean, still I haven't been able to play as much as I really like, and there's just been a lot going on. All good things, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm so happy to be with my girlfriend again. So happy to have furniture, and I mean, this space behind me, I'm so grateful I have this space. I'm really excited for the things I'm gonna be able to do, and checking quality things. Like, I've been really researching a camera, and that's why I'm recording this so much later than I wanted to. I wanted to record this in the morning, and it's currently 6 p.m. and I'm trying to get this video out the next day. And it's just a lot going on, and compounding that with something with the stress of, like, if you mess up, you really face the consequences and you have to deal with it and you have to keep going, is difficult. But I knew it would be difficult when I started this challenge. So definitely, especially now, it's been a day since yesterday and that black run. Like, I'm feeling pretty good about everything, in the sense about as well as I can be, you know, given what's going on. It's hard to be too down when I know it's a lot of it is just rust, and I'm very accepting of understanding that rust and getting back into the groove of things. And really, more so, the emotion that I have right now is just the excitement for everything that's going to be happening, and the excitement that I know I'm just going to keep playing better and getting used to everything. And every time I'm playing, even if I do die, is still progress towards that goal. And that's why I think it's important to look at a lot of things in life. Like, I know this is a silly challenge of beating Minecraft a lot of times, but you don't get a reset in life a lot of the times. You really have to work with the cards that you're dealt, and you have to deal with it. And I think this is a good metaphor for a lot of that. So whatever you're going through, just keep pushing through it, and hopefully it goes good for you. There's my quick State of the Union runs. I don't know how I'm going to edit this down. This raw recording is an hour and a half. I have no idea what my game plans are, but I really hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in a couple days for the next bi-weekly report. I hope this is a cool idea. I'm trying something new. I hope you guys like it, and we'll see. We'll mess with it. Thank you so much for watching. Love to hear some thoughts below. And of course, as always, check out the streams. Be there live. See it happen in real time. Thank you for watching. This has been Couriway. See you next time.